Okay, we're recording, right? I see it's recording. Did you hear recording? Because I didn't. I'm on the phone. I got Talisha
I
on.
did.
So, okay, good. Well, great morning, everyone. Wonderful morning, everyone. What's today? Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Days getting mixed up. Drawn together. So, just always a pleasure to see each and every one of you all. Just excited. Uh, we all got this message. Hey, we got some epic news today. Hey, epic news today that's going on about the gentleman who normally runs this call. Thank you so much, Najee. So yeah, we got some great. I ain't got words right now, so I'm gonna let Miss Deanna start us off. Okay, I'm sorry. Before that, yesterday we were talking about. Let me get back to these notes. Does anybody remember what we're talking about? Y'all know I stay in teacher mode all day, every day. Okay, I don't want to give y'all an answer. Who remembers what we talked about?
Do Mr. Michon a favor and make sure you send him a copy of yesterday. I think he will be very pleased to go over that. That's just me talking.
I get it. I get it. Okay.
Yesterday, a special meeting that I missed. What was that about? I love to hear what that's all about.
Sir, when you're not here, it's a special meeting. Hello.
Special meeting on a Tuesday. You said Tuesday or Monday? What day you talking about?
I said when you're not here, it's a special meting.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
We didn't have a meeting Monday, so it was yesterday. You missed a day. You missed a lot.
Oh, I didn't know it was a meeting Tuesday. Okay. All right. I wasn't included in that meeting Tuesday. All right.
No worries.
Yes, sir.
We'll make sure all the Grace just make sure Michorn is a part of the official fan page. And then that way we can get the replays, and I'll be uploading the replays on the official fan page. So that way if you miss anything, you can just go to the fan page, Antonio's fan page, and catch up on all the replays in his YouTube page.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right. Okay, hold on. All right. So yesterday, y'all still didn't answer my question. Okay, don't act like I'm still a teacher. So I know when people,
you gotta have the 1 year, 1 year, the 3 year, and the 5 year, so that you can get your stuff. So you can get your stuff together. Come on, man.
Yes, that's it. Okay.
Broke that thing down.
He did. And that was just a piece of what he talked about. Okay. Okay. So that's just a piece. That is a piece of what Rome said. I think that's the main thing Rome got out of that. Okay. The Rome heard everything, but that's what stuck out to him the most. Antonio went over his functional organization. He told us about, the different senior vice presidents that he's going to have within, the company, because he's, I'm not, I'm it, but I'm not running it. Okay. That's why I'm going to have a senior vice president. Y'all do that, so that's part of it. Okay. So he's talking about the structure of his company, Density 6, the organizational structure. And then he said for Rhino Legs, his non-negotiable goal is to have 20,000 customers at $49 a month. And then he said, everyone with your business, you should set a customer goal to do 4 things. One is ruin and test your prototype, because if you don't and it works the very first time, entrepreneurs are going to come in and put you out of business because they're going to break it. Okay. So you ruin and test your prototype. Then you build a stockpile of predictable revenue. He said you must absolutely have an advertising budget. You cannot have a business without an ad budget. And then also, once you master steps 1 through 3, steal everybody else's customers. Once you do 2, 3 very well. Okay. He said they shouldn't have left the customers out there. That's the part. That's another part. And then also he was saying to, and this is where Uncle Rome was talking about, write down your goals for your company, your 1-year goal, 3-year goals, 5-year goals, and 10-year goals. And he said, after you write those down, he said, you make sure you make your 10-year goals your 1-year goal. because he said it doesn't have to take 10 years. Whatever your 10-year goal is, doesn't have to take 10 years. You can do it in a year. If you really put your mind to it, you can get it done in a year. And the last thing he said within his closing comments, his closing thoughts, he says, if you do not have a podcast, you need to start one. That is exactly what he said. And so he just broke down his structure. People were asking him questions. So if you want to get the real details, that video, yeah, put the video in the fan club. But yeah, because he always asks us to do. He'll say, hey, when you ask questions, be selfish about you and your company and your business. So people were asking questions about their business. So I can't pinpoint and tell you, well, he said to do this, and this, because it was specifically for their businesses. It could work for everyone, but when he was pinpointing. So yeah, I didn't write all those notes down. But when you look at yesterday's call, the replay, it was second to none. DeMarie, I'm gonna pass it over to you right now.
One more thing, Grace.
Go ahead.
Pay close attention to the conversation between Ibrahim and Antonio. It was powerful. Yes, absolutely powerful. Because they did it in real time. And I'm sitting there like, whoa. And they broke that thing down. And when they were done, it was like everything went to another level. I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
I heard
Yep, I did too. And that's why I'm about to make the comment I'm about to make. So yesterday, Antonio, did he say this on the call, Grace, or did he say while he was in the car with us about people in 25 million? Okay. So we were in the car yesterday because immediately after picking up my son from school, we received a phone call that we needed to. You good? I saw your mouth.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, I can do a list sometimes. I can understand. Okay. So yesterday we were after Grace and I picked up my son from school. We got a phone call, and I was asked, how soon can I get Antonio to the airport? I'm like, oh, you mean like in the morning? Because he's like, hey, can you get him to the airport by 6:30? I'm like, oh, what, in the morning? He's like, no, today. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. So we drove. So basically, where I take Dom to school is an hour away. He gets out at 3:25. We got back to our side of town by 4:30. And we were at Intercontinental Airport, which is on the north side of Houston, and we live on the south side. Like we live south of Houston. And we got there by 6:30, Grace? So we made it happen. But it was the reasoning behind the last minute trip. So yesterday, Antonio closed this huge deal. And we're going to talk about that today because he never posted about it. Y'all are just out hearing about it, and this has actually been taking place for the last week or so. Not only that, he took a $350,000 deal and made it a $5 billion deal.
Wait, nope, because you ran it over that. Even Jerome said, hold on. He said, wait a minute, you can't run over that. Okay.
I did it on purpose, right? I did it on purpose. Okay. I did it on purpose, Uncle Roman Ron. So I'll repeat it for those in the back who didn't hear. He took a $350,000 deal. And by the time he signed the agreement, it was a $5 billion plus deal.
With a B. With a B. Not an M.
With a B. And yesterday, a lot of stuff was happening, Grace. There was a lot of stuff happening yesterday. But ultimately, it boils down to, are you properly taking advantage of the law of the country? Because everything, Antonio, has ever told us, everything Antonio has said he would ever do, he closed that yesterday. And he is on a flight there today to sit down, meet face to face with the people he signed an agreement with to hash out all the final details, because it's done. It is done. Like any other time Antonio comes out, he tells y'all what kind of deal he's working on. He didn't talk to y'all about this. He didn't say nothing. It's done. Like, I have the agreement on my computer with the signatures. Like, it's done. It's done. Now, with me saying it is done, there are a lot of other conversations in the back of my head that I'm having that I'm not going to have out loud. Grace and I have had a couple of those conversations already. But I'm telling you all this to say, look, he hasn't posted it on social media. He moved in silence. He did the stuff he was supposed to do to get to where he is today. Because we all know faith without works is dead. The works, he had the faith. He did the work. He got the harvest. But he also attracted what he got. One of the great, I gotta read this part. One of the greatest things, step out of the way. There we go. Before I met Antonio, life happened to me and not for me. I don't know about y'all, so I'm just gonna speak for myself. Y'all can be quiet all day, every day. It ain't gonna bother me none. I'll talk all day. It don't matter. Before I met Antonio, in my perception, life happened to me and not for me. And since meeting him, I have understood that life happens for me. I just been screwing myself over. Okay. Hey, Uncle Rummy Rum caught that. Mr. Phil caught that. Renee shaking her head. Grace caught that. All right. Now that y'all all caught up. He didn't screw himself up. Life didn't happen to him. It happened for him. Because what he did was he said, this is what I'm going to do. And he been telling y'all every step of the way what he been doing. Uncle Rummy Rum has reiterated to y'all that Antonio has said, this is what he gonna do. Antonio also said, it's gonna be one day, this car is going to eat it. Uncle Rummy Rum reiterated, hey, y'all remember when Antonio said this car is going in? Mm-hmm. Well, them days are coming. Make them an explanation, y'all, why. Antonio's law of attraction is so strong where he attracted the answer to any problem he's ever had. He closed a $5 billion deal yesterday. He didn't have a conversation.
Plus.
He didn't have any negotiation.
Plus.
He didn't.
5 billion plus.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Grace, for correcting me. 5 billion plus. Thank you for the correction, Grace. You know that plus means something. That plus ain't just to be that. It ain't that to take up space.
That plus matters, okay? Because if I tell Roby Rome, you know what, I got 5 billion plus for you. He heard 5 billion, but he heard the plus, okay?
And I'll eat the crumbs that fall from the children's table. Come on now. I ain't gotta have the 5 billion. Just give me the plus. Come on now.
With the plus, Uncle Rummy, because when the cup filleth up, the cup runneth over. That plus is the runneth over. Antonio didn't brag about it. He didn't talk about it. He wasn't in conversation. Like this whole thing happened over a span of maybe a week and a half. He went from 350,000 to 5 billion plus in a week and a half. He didn't say anything to anybody. What he did was, he said, this is what I desire. And he did everything he was supposed to do in the faith of what he desired to attract what he wanted. Go ahead, Grace. You mute it. We can hear you. But I'm gonna mute mine since I got all this background.
They're getting a deal. That's the way I see it.
There you go.
Grace, they're going to reap a lot more rewards.
When Antonio's been telling you guys what he's attracting. He told us what he was doing to attract it. He told us what he was eliminating to attract it, because we understand that if the law of allowing, if you allow things in your garden, you still have to deal with that harvest. So he got to a point where he was like, you know what? I'm no longer allowing this in my garden because I no longer desire that harvest. Law of allowing. There's certain people he allowed in his life. Yesterday, he was telling us the people he no longer deals with broke people. Not broke as in financially broke, y'all. Broken as in, I have to clarify.
Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate that.
I know that's right.
The broken people. Because he's at a level in his life now where he understands, in order for me to do the things I need to do, I need to work on who I allow in my energy space. He broke down to us the 95% and the 5%. The 5% are the things that are important to him, that he's allowing, that he requires in his life. The 95% is all no's. Money and the Law of Attraction by Esther and Jerry Hicks. That's a wonderful. I love Esther and Jerry Hicks. Abraham Hicks, gut punching people. Gut punching people. He broke down to us, and I'm breaking this down to y'all for a reason. So I want y'all to see the pattern. I want y'all to see the pattern. So the first thing he did was he started telling us, "Hey, I don't know how much longer this call going to last, because I'm shifting." The first thing he said. Then he started shifting, and we saw the shift happen. We saw, and he said, "I'm no longer dealing with the things that I consider 95%. The things that are in my top 5% are the only things that I'm saying yes to. If it's in my 95%, it's no." So that means that somebody say, "Hey, let's just go sit on a ship in the middle of the water." See, that's something I would do. To him, that's in his 95%. So that's a no. But if I'm the Jerome call him and say, "Hey, Antonio, there's this deal I need to close. I would like for you to assist me on that." That's part of his 5%, because one of the things he's doing, he is creating 100,000 millionaires, making the least salesperson the greatest salesperson, ending world hunger, and I'm missing one. Grace. There's 4 of them.
Student loan
debt.
Thank you. And eliminating the student loan debt crisis. And those are the 4 things that he's doing. So those 4 things are in his top 5%. So if Uncle Roman won't call him and be like, "Hey, I need you to come and close this deal. It's a deal for $1 billion. I need you to be on this call with me." Because these people think I'm playing with them. But I'm gonna need you to be on this call with me so I can keep my cool. So I don't flip, because they got me messed up. Now Uncle Roman wouldn't do that. But if he called Antonio to talk to Antonio about this deal, Antonio, that would be a part of Antonio's 5%. So he's going to hop on this call when Uncle Roman won't. So that's the second thing he started doing. First, he told us that he didn't know how much longer this call will last. The second thing he told us was he's only dealing with things in the top 5%. Then we saw the shift. We saw him actually doing He stopped doing half the stuff he used to do. He stopped saying yes to the majority of the stuff he used to say yes to. Then he went through a transition where he's taking care of his mother. See, everything happens in our life for a reason. Because that transition had to happen with his mother, because within that transition, he had an inner transition. And then he started focusing on him. See, that's what we mix. We don't focus on us. We focus on everything else around us, but we don't focus on us. And then especially for somebody like him, his whole thing is, I want to grow. I want to build with my friends. I want to grow with my friends. I want to take my friends with me. Well, doing that screwed him over for years. Because there's only so far you can get when you're sharing your garden with people that ain't planting the same stuff you planting. If you plant roses and they planting oleanders, I have to think of something nice.
Poison.
If you plant roses and they planting poison, they're gonna snuff out your roses.
Can I speak to this?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I know that I'm the newest person here, and I'm listening to your conversation, and obviously, I'm going through, or I've actually experienced everything you just said. Everything you just said. I wrote my book in 9 months. I was in a lawsuit against a company that fired me in 2018. And while I was going through that, God told me to stay focused on the 5%, basically told me to stay focused. And because of that, I was able to beat my case, and I got a big settlement, okay? And I wrote my book all in the same time. But here's the thing you just said. I found out that my friends that I had before I won my case and wrote my book, they're no longer, I mean, it hurts me a little bit because some of these people, some are 30 plus years and everything. But I had a new person to come into life, and I'm gonna use Grace name in this example. I am where I am by grace. Did you catch that, Grace? I am where I am by grace. Okay. I'm at this meeting by grace. Yeah, you didn't catch that. Grace, you didn't catch it. I'm at, Melissa, I'm here by grace. But my close friends that I've been knowing for a while, it's hurtful. They're no longer with me, but I had a new person to tell me this. He just told me this because I was talking about going back to talk to them and get with them. And this was my new friend told me he said, Michon, and I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to let this set with all that. He said, Michon, don't you dare do that. They had the ticket to get on with you. And if they refuse to get on the ticket to the plane that you're going, you don't deserve to go back and get them. He said, now, if you go back and get them, I'm getting off your plane. He said, I got on with you. I got the ticket. I see where you're going. I'm going. Now, he said, if you going back to get them, Michon, you let me off right now. He said, because you didn't keep them from the ticket. They have rejected your ticket and you're going somewhere. So that's why I wanted to leave you with what you just said. For whatever reason, I'm going through, or I'm in that cycle. Staying focused on what it is that God asked me to do. So I just wanted to share that.
Nah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Michon. Because let me tell you something. It was more than me and Grace when this journey started. I had a whole set of friends, Michon. A whole set. We was couples. It was like, when we traveled together, we traveled 10 deep. Ask me where they at today. I don't know. One of them passed away. That I do know. But the rest of them, and I have nothing negative to say. My journey shifted. There was a fork in the road, and I had to decide if I was going to stay my ass on the plane, excuse my language, or if I was going to hop off the plane and go backwards. And I decided to stay on the plane.
Amen.
Grace decided to stay on the phone. And I'm not saying nothing negative about anybody who is no longer here. I'm saying we all chose our journeys.
Amen.
We all chose to journey this way and grow and build here because this is our path. Some of us decided to sit where we are and sit in our misery. Some of us decided, hey, you know what? All right, Antonio, where we going? I'm on the plane with you. Where plane going?
Deanna.
Yes, ma'am. And then Renee.
I would like to pull a, sorry, I didn't mean to do that in that manner. I apologize.
Oh, no,
but
no.
But I get inspired when I hear certain.
You just pulled the Uncle Romy Rome. That's all. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I got to follow my brother. But my heart hit when I heard Michonne, but also Deanna. But here's the thing. None of us chose what we are doing. It was planted within us. So yes, we chose to follow what was planted in us, but it was ordained. And so what is happening because it's supposed to happen. And we have finally figured out that we better pay attention. And that's what I think we're all doing. We're paying attention. We're not in control of this. We're not. We are following. We are participants in it. And we're just actually following it. That's what I've learned by being with this group. It's already done. And I've heard my brother Antonio say that. It's already done. We just need to get on the board and do what we have to do. But it's done.
I just want to piggyback off of that, what you just said. It's been a growing thing to get to that. I can literally say with total confidence, my Lord, am I in your will? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I'm in your will because, Lord, I'm seeing things happen that I must be in your will. But I will say to you, it is beautiful to be in the presence of other like-minded, because who wants to be an alien fighting against everybody? Okay, fighting against everybody. And so what I'm seeing by, I can't say this again, being in God's grace, is that God answered my prayers, or I guess my silent prayers, that I'm a people person and I like to be around people that are like-minded. And so I believe in helping people, but I believe in also being around like-minded people. So it is beautiful to be in the presence of like-minded people that's trying to do God's work. If y'all just Google me, you'll see everything I'm doing. I've been trying. God's Lives Matter, History Untold, Uncle Michonne, all those things, me just trying to do God's work, what God has asked me to do. I don't come from academia. I don't come from best spoons. I don't do anything. I'm just obedient and trying to do God's work. But I must say, it is beautiful to be and find other like-minded God's people.
We are happy to have you. And that's one of the things that we have learned as well. When you're around like-minded individuals, it makes the journey a little less daunting.
Yes.
Because you have someone that's been through it. You have some people you have some like-minded individuals that are further along with you that can say, hey, you in this spot. I just came out that spot. Let me help you through it. You got something behind you that you can reach back and say, hey, I just got through this. Let me help you. And I'm going through this right now. And Uncle Rome told me that when he went through it, this happened. So this is what I'm doing to make sure I get through it. And I'm going to share with you what he told me so you can figure it out when you get to it.
Right.
So it's always wonderful to have like-minded individuals. And like Mr. Dunn, you said, it's already done. We've been watching this process. It's already done for all of us. It's already done for all of us. I'm about to tell y'all just how done it is, because it's done. But before I do that, Renee, and then I'm going to recap for those who just joined us, the conversation we'll have. Go ahead, Renee.
So, I wasn't going to say anything because I'd be listening, but I will say that, on this, on this journey, it has been illuminating, but it has also shown me who is gonna stay in my life and who is not, because I'm going against the grain here. I'm going against the grain on everything that I have ever been told, anything that I have ever you know, it was get a job, do this, go to school. There's nothing wrong with that. However, now this has led me down a completely different path, and I don't and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the journey, because I don't I sowed seeds of lack in my life because I was afraid to move, because I was like, well, I gotta go against the grain. I gotta get out of the comfort zone. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. So I was staying with what was safe. See my quotes, my air quotes, but doing what was safe. And you know what? It didn't lead me. It didn't lead me to what I wanted, but I said, well, this could be the way to do it, but I just need to stay right here. And I'm like, you know what? If and I learned that if we're going to be unconventional with what we want in our bank accounts, that means we're going to have to be unconventional in how we get it. And it's going to be different. Everybody's journey, of course, is different, but I am embracing my journey, and I know that it is not, I'm sorry, I know for me, it is not in the 9 to 5. It is not there for me. It is not there. Not saying it's not there for somebody else, but I can just know that for me, it's not, that's not where it is. But I've had people on this journey walk away, people that I thought was the constant in my life. And I'm like, I don't have no like sometimes it hurt, sometimes my feelings were hurt, but and I was like I thought but my uncle used to always say, not everybody can go, not everybody. And as I gotten older, I'd be like, dang, Uncle Charles was right, yo, because not everybody can. And when as high, the higher that you go, the more sometimes people are gonna be like, oh no, I can't go there. This is where I'm gonna stay right here, like that part in Hitch where he was trying to get the dude to dance. He was like, no, this is where you stay, right here, right here. And I'm like, no, I'm not staying right here in my life. But some people, as you go higher, they're like, mm-mm. And some people will drop because they can't deal, or they don't want to deal with the air. The air gets thinner the higher you go. The view is beautiful, but certain things, it's like an eagle. Certain things fall off of eagles because they can't take how high you are going. So I'm truly learning that not everybody can go. And I am grateful for the people that helped me to get to a certain point. But then I'm grateful for the people like all of you that are like, okay, we gone. We are all soaring. No, and the people that drop off, it's like, okay, that chapter may be over, but my book is not done. I still got to keep going. And at the end of my life, when my eyes close, everything that I said that I'm gonna do is gonna be done. Each and every gift that is in me is going to be in somebody else. People are gonna be reading my books even long after I'm gone. Hey, it's people gonna say Renee Linsom and be like, all right, I'm like, she did what she was supposed to do. And I'm going to be the first there's nobody in my family that has ever been millionaire status, multimillionaire, or even billionaire. And guess who's going to be the first one? because I am manifesting that. I am sowing into myself, but I'm sowing into others. I'm not playing. I don't say a whole lot because I don't necessarily need to say a whole lot, but I'm listening and I'm taking my notes and I'm following through. So we just have to keep going, even if people jump off. I think Lavon said to me, Renee, how long are we gonna be on Crazy Weird News? And I told her, I said, girl, I'm on until the wheels fall off. I said, I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm on until the wheels fall off. It's up to you how long you want to go, but I'm not going. And sometimes people are just gonna, life is like a bus. Sometimes people are gonna get on. Sometimes people are gonna get off. Some people will just stay until it reaches the ultimate destination. But I am I'm staying with it. And we have to continue to stay with it, no matter if sometimes we in between blessings, or sometimes if we like, oh man, this hasn't happened yet. If we keep manifesting and if we keep our vibration being where it's supposed to be at, and I've been working on that, raising my vibration and saying, okay, Renee, I've been doing my meditations consistently in the morning, and I'm proud of me because I'm like, things are not necessarily struggles or challenges. It's just opportunities to keep going higher. So we're going to continue to go higher. We're going to continue to show this next generation coming behind us, because my kids are going to be millionaires by the time they're 18. I'm going to be it by the time I'm, I'm saying, I'm going to be multimillionaire by the time I'm 40. And I'm grateful, but my kids are going to get it earlier. But we just got to keep going higher, even if people drop off, even if we lose some people. We got to get what's ours, because what, oh my gosh, Smith, Sandals, Linsome, all of those names, Sorrentino, all of those names, all of our names is a legacy. All of those names, people are gonna be like, man, I saw what they did, and I'm here because I saw them. We have got work to do. Thanks for letting me share.
Ooh, baby chills, and that's not because it's cold up here. Let me tell you something. Thank you, Renee. Thank you so much. I was talking to Grace yesterday, and I was pointing out something. I was like, there are some people here who have taken everything that they've ever learned and they have applied it. Tyrell's podcast is nationwide. It's worldwide. I mean, it's not just in the United States anymore. Like, he is out there traveling because of his podcast now. Sugar has a line of seasonings. It's not just one flavor. Like, she's got multiple flavors. And let me tell you something, that barbecue is hitting me. But she's in the process of getting her seasonings in stores. She's been selling so much that she's now moving into stores. Melissa interviewed Antonio, disappeared, and came back a billionaire. Like that. Like, she just Renee is helping co-write TV shows. Tracy is everywhere now. Trinace is doing conferences. Like, and it's the teachings from Antonio. I'm gonna recap what I talked about, because there's some people just joining, because I want everyone to understand. If your Grace, if you need a title for anything, it's everything is absolutely possible. Not anything. Everything is absolutely possible. Yesterday, Antonio took a $350,000 deal and closed it at $5 billion plus. prior to that, he kept telling us, this is my goal. This is my goal. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm attracting. He is $95 billion. He is officially $95 billion away from his goal. And his goal is 100 billion. He just knocked off 5 billion. Like that. It's 5% just gone. Just like that. And what that did for me was, because it made me realize, while y'all heard me say what my goal is, it made me realize, it solidified for me. That is possible. You can do that. Antonio never worried about the how. He never focused on the how. He set a goal and he worked towards it. That's all he did. He didn't ask how he was going to do it. He just did it. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. Because this is my desires and my goals. And then along the way, his desires shifted. See, I can't remember if he shared it with y'all, but I know he shared it with Grace. I know what his ultimate desires are. I know what his goals are. I know what his mindset is. I know what he's working towards. So my question to y'all is, when are you going to take what Antonio has taught us when it comes to the law of attraction, when it comes to the laws of the universe, and actually apply it to you? We are the only reasons we are not where we desire to be. With that being said, again, Antonio yesterday, I got a text message. He is on a flight now to, where did he say? Oh, I was right. He's on a flight now to Kansas City. I told his dad last night, Grace, Kentucky. I was way wrong. Way wrong. That is nowhere near each other. That is geographically impossible. But he is on a flight now to Kansas City to hash out the details, not to finalize it, but to hash out the details. Because I have the contract on my computer with everybody's signature on it, which means it's a done deal. But it's what he attracted. It was his law of attraction. And the whole entire time he's been telling us. Quieting, I ain't never heard it that quiet. Stop it. The whole time he's been telling us his entire process. Hey y'all, I don't know how much longer these calls gonna last. Hey y'all, I'm releasing 95% of the stuff in my life. If it's not my top 5%, I'm not doing it. Hey y'all, we shifting to tech. By the way, what he closed was a tech company. By the way, that's what. Remember, Grace, list those things that he said yesterday. Those areas.
Hold on. Okay, you say those areas. What? Okay, what areas? Because he named a lot. What are you talking about?
When he was saying the areas that he was focusing on.
Are you talking about his functional organization?
You talking about those senior vice presidents? Yeah, the 6 of them.
Is that what you mean?
It wasn't that.
Or the functional organization, like coaching and conferences division?
Yes, that part.
Okay, so coaching and conferences division, technology and AI division, video game design division, streaming services division, news company division, and AI finance and fintech division.
So that it was a second one. The AI, the artificial intelligence, that's what he did. That's what he closed. That's what he closed. That artificial intelligence, technical aspect of his division, that's what he closed. There we go. Thank you so much, Grace. Here it goes. Technology and AI division. This division specializes in cutting edge AI technology development and its diverse applications. He solidified that. Therefore, solidified everything else on that list. All through law of attraction. Y'all have all heard the phrase, move in silence, right? He's been working on this for like a week and a half. This is how quickly this process happens. And this is an example of how quickly the law of attraction comes into your life when you align yourself with your desires, when you eliminate the poison in your stuff. See, he's already harvested the poison of friends of the past, friends of the present, and he's preparing for friends of the future. So I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the friends.
Me too.
And like Sean was saying, his friend told him, well, if you go back, I'm getting off the plane. Well, if it's okay if I speak for both of us, Grace and I had a choice. We had a choice to either get off the plane or stay in the plane. And we decided, you know what? Damned if I do them, damned if I don't. So I'm just gonna stay on the plane. Because I still gotta go through life. I still gotta wake up every morning. So why not wake up every morning going in the direction I desire? Like Renee said, you know, there's things I wanted to do, and these people couldn't go with me. Like me Shore said, 30 years out the gone like that. Because there's a reason, a season, and a lifetime for all people in your life. I actually had to have this conversation with my 8-year-old kid. He was hurt because somebody said they didn't want to be friends with him anymore on Roblox. And I told him straight up, I said, if they choose not to be your friend, that's a blessing for you, because that means their season in your life has ended. So it's okay. Cry. Because it hurt. I understand it hurt. Cry. Let that out. Don't hold that in. I'm not one of them type of people that say you're a little boy, don't cry. Don't let that out. Give your emotions a voice. Let it be heard. Get that stuff out. And then celebrate the fact that they were your friend. And it was a great friendship while it lasted. Let that go. That's what we have to do in our lives. And that's exactly what they say you'll do. Go ahead, Sean.
Wow. This thing is happening so fast. I just wrote this yesterday, because you always hear people say, oh, silence is good. Be silent, and moves. But let me tell you what, because I have to now change that. My wisdom tells me, no, silence is not always good, because silence don't get you nowhere. So this is what I wrote out of my spirit. So I would say, it was once my belief, thoughts, and practice to remain silent, but I have now obtained wisdom in the process. In reality, silence is cowardly, onlookers' agreeable response to escaping any persecution and responsibility. Yeah, did you catch that? Sometime I'm just going to keep it 100. I realized me speaking up and saying what I need to say is me being responsible and not afraid to be persecuted for that comes out my mouth, or calling things out. And sometimes you have people who are onlookers around you that, I don't want, and I hope Sharon is, I don't want friends, or just friends around me who don't tell me what's best for me. I need people talking to me. Don't be silent around me, onlooking, seeing me fail. Okay. And you ain't saying anything. If you see something going on, I need you in my life telling me what's going on. And I mean my wife, my friends, anybody. So I've learned that silencing is not always good. Okay. Sometimes you need people to speak to you. And sometimes you need to speak. And you got to be willing to be responsible and not afraid to be persecuted for your thoughts and your beliefs. So that's.
And let me tell you something. Antonio does that all the time. He is not afraid. And he broke it down to his Grace, you next. And he broke it. He's been telling us every step of it. He even went through the process last November. Remember when he told us, y'all, pick one business that if you work it, it will drastically change your life? And that's what he did.
One business away.
That's exactly what he did. And it just so happened that business that he did helped him solidify this deal. Because the business he chose, I don't know if y'all remember, was Rhino Lane. And remember, he spent months coding 20 hours a day. He showed that code to those people. And that's what closed the deal. He did one thing that would drastically change his life. And it changed his life drastically. Go ahead, Grace. You had your hand up early. Oh, Mr. Field.
Let Grace go first.
Oh, thank you, sir. Okay, so as I'm listening to everything, now I was there when when he told me about everything that went down, but specifically on this call as I'm listening, I'm hoping there aren't somebody, because it might be somebody that's saying, well, that's great for Antonio, he got $5+ billion, great. What they got to do with me? I'm gonna tell you what they got to do with you, okay? I'll tell you what they got to do with you, because when I heard it yesterday, when I heard it yesterday, I found out that God blessed my friend, and my friend is my neighbor. So when Jerome gets blessed, God bless my neighbor. If God bless my neighbor, that means he in the neighborhood, okay? So what that means, if God bless my neighbor and I'm in the neighborhood, I'm there, okay? Yeah, but okay, we normally don't do this anymore. But sometimes, you remember when we went, I think all of us on this call are old enough to do this. Maybe not Chef Jay, but we've been to the bank, right? And remember you had to stand in line to get to the bank teller to get your money, right? All right. It could have been a long line because, you had to get off work or whatever. But it was a long line. But you knew if you stayed in line and waited your turn, you'd be next, okay? If you just stay in line, wait your turn, you're going to be next, okay? Now, while you're waiting,
Watch it, Grace.
While you're waiting in line, you got to get yourself ready. Remember, you don't want to just go up to the teller and not have the slip blank. No, you want to have that stuff already. So while you're in line, get your stuff prepared, okay? So when it's time to get to the bank teller, you next, okay? So that's
what you say. Have that
slip filled out. Have your slip filled out. Have your slip filled out, okay? When you go see Trinae, you got to fill out some forms before you get to Trinae. Trinae don't want you up at the window wasting her time because you got to fill out your form and get prepared. No.
You done said it. You done said it. I'll be over here not ready and got no ink pen, trying to fill it out at the window.
Y'all know what? I want to jump in right here because that space. Oh my God! I'm not gonna cry. I'm just saying. So that's exactly where I am, because when you learn something new, you have to change your whole spectrum because you know that you're going forward. However, there are forces that say, no. We want you to stay where we can fashion you. We want you to stay where you've been staying, which is playing it safe and not moving to the next level, just being comfortable, just going for the bare minimum. You're doing something that we don't want you to do. We've become accustomed to you not seeking for the extra that you can get. However, you never attempted to reach that high. So the dream that you're reaching for, we don't want you to do that. That's where I am, where it's trying to, what is it y'all say, the sabotager? And it's trying to keep you where it wants you. And it's like, oh, hell no. Not going to do it. So for me, I am reaching to get everything where it's supposed to be. And everything's like, no. We got a memo that said, keep you where you are. But for Sandra, that's not working. So I'm going to keep going and keep moving, like I've said before, because, no. whatever I gotta do by any means necessary, it's going to be done because that's what I believe in. Y'all have taught me to believe in me, regardless.
So, Grace, your comment, getting in line, staying in line, and what a beautiful analogy. I can literally say that to you. When I started using the word inheritance 4 or 5 years ago, because I didn't like the word reparation. I believe that I come from a God that's already prepared an inheritance for me. So I started saying, there's an inheritance. Reparation is outdated. There's an inheritance that God has for me. And I was saying it for myself. I was telling everybody else, but I was saying it for myself. Never realized, never saw the lawsuit, never saw any of that. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I'm sitting in the room with people, everybody not looking like me, and I'm literally basically in line waiting for my deposit with my slip filled out and everything. And I say to them, because we at mediation trying to decide, how they gonna come back. And I say this word in front of everybody in that room. I said, I'm not in here for reparation. I'm in here for an inheritance. I said, I'm in here for all the people who ain't never been here where I'm at and everything. All the people who've never been able to get to where I'm at. And all the people who have never been able to have the resources to be where I'm at. I'm not in here for reparations. I'm in here for my inheritance. And 3 months later, that deposit was kicked. So I'm telling you, everything that y'all talking about, I've just been going through it. I just been going through it. And it's just beautiful to me that I could share this. I can't share this with everybody. I mean, I'm actually gagged that I can't talk about a lot of things, but I'm just beautiful. That's why I'm saying y'all just don't realize how I don't want to get too emotional. I feel good that God grant me grace to be able to talk about a blessings that have been in my life to other people who can receive it. So I just wanted to share that.
No, thank you for sharing, Ms. Shorn. Thank you so much for sharing. And we love you, Ms. Sandra. That's Auntie Grandma Sandra. Mr. Phil, you unmuted your mic earlier. The floor is yours.
Yeah, just a quick story about speaking up. I have a dear friend of mine, Ron Willard, who we did a lot of business together. He passed. He's my age, and he passed of a heart attack in his sleep about 2 years ago. But he's somebody that, people come in your life, you say, I'm going to do business with this person for the rest of my life. He was one of those people. But he had what he called the dead man's curve syndrome. And it's a story that reinforces Mirshan's point. He says to people when they've come to work for him, he says, now, I'm going to let you on my bus, and I'm driving the bus. And you guys are sitting on the bus, and I want you to see, if you see that there's dead man's curves up in front ahead, don't say to each other, hey, Jerome, do you think Antonio sees dead man's curve? I don't know. Do you think Tiana, do you think Antonio sees dead man's curve? I don't know. And then we drive off a dead man's curve. You have permission, if you think I'm going anywhere,
right,
you have permission to tell me about it.
Amen.
That's his story to get what Mishan was trying to say. He gave his people permission to speak up.
Yes. Amen, brother. Thank you. That's exactly right. What good is it to be on the bus and I'm driving the bus and ain't nobody else helping me drive? What good is it? I mean, what good is it for you to be on the bus and you're not assisting this bus to reach its destination? Well said.
Thank you, Mr. Phil. Thank you, Ms. Shorn. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to ask everyone. Yeah, go ahead, Uncle Ron.
Last Friday, I was going to share this. I didn't, because it wasn't for me to share it last Friday. It's for me to share it today. And it has to do with two special people on this call. Mr. Phil, Miss Susan. Now, when I met Antonio years ago, I couldn't figure him out, all that crazy stuff, but I knew it was for me to stick around. I knew it was for me to pay attention. and the ride has been awesome. Because I tell him to his face, what are you talking about? And I said, okay, now give me some more. But here's the deal. I don't get to talk to Susan and Phil that much. But whenever I'm talking to them, listen. I have gained so much from them on a personal level for me, as well as when I've spoken. But I also listen to them when they speak to others. And the thing that's amazing is that I know one of the reasons why I stuck around all this time is directly because of Phil and Susan. Because the thing that I recognized about them, they definitely not chopped liver. They filet mignon. They that New York strip, okay? They top shelf. And I said to myself, I said, Jerome, they not stupid. They are very wise people. And they've stuck around on this journey. I learned a lot about them by listening to the pieces of the story. And I'm sitting there going, why in the hell these white folks still sticking around this boy? Right? Because I know they're not stupid. And something said, Jerome, you better pay attention. Them white folk know what they're doing. So I wanted to say that because some things that are unspoken are powerful if we're paying attention. And the key is to pay attention so you can take what you get and use it. Now, me personally, there's some things that I would have liked to have done up to this point and haven't. There's some things that I have been able to do. What's amazing was last night, I picked up a box and I said, Jerome, it's time to, I didn't know y'all was gonna have this call today. It's time to stop playing. It's time to do what you've been talking about for 2 or 3 years and you haven't done. Stop playing. And I grabbed that box and I started doing some stuff with it. And then you come on today and says, remember you said Uncle Roman? Because I saw that with the things shifting and all that you better pay attention. And I also recognize that God had put me on a trajectory and on a path that there were things that I needed to do for myself. So I ended up writing 4 books personally, got 3 more that I'm writing, and then I bought 6 books. And I'm sitting there going, shut up, Jerome. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. So I just wanted to say to Susan and Phil, you guys are phenomenal. Thank you for being who you are. And you're not pretentious. You know, you are the real deal. And I am very fortunate and blessed, as some have said, to have been a part of this group here. Don't go, I ain't going nowhere. Oh, no. Hey. And you know how to get in touch with me. All right. But I just wanted to say that because just like anything else, sometimes we wait too late to give the flowers. We wait too late to give the accolades. So I definitely wanted to say that to you two. You have been very, very special to me and have blessed me above measure. Thank you, Phil and Susan.
Jerome, you see in others what you are yourself. By the way, I spent some time with Neale Donald Walsch on Saturday. And he said this, understanding replaces forgiveness in the mind of the master. Understanding replaces forgiveness in the mind of the master.
You said understanding what forgiveness replaces? Okay. I like that. Uncle Ramadan, thank you so much.
Another saying of what would Jesus do? But I like the way that he stated that. Thank you, Jerome. Yes. I got tears in my eyes and you made my day. And you guys are our family. You are really the most important people, to us other than our children. And that's how we feel about it. We love all of you. And we love seeing your growth.
And we love y'all too. I consider y'all parents, like y'all are the parents. So when Phil and Susan are disappointed, it's like it's soul crushing.
It is.
It really is.
Oh.
It's like, oh no, Phil and Susan are disappointed. But I feel right. Go ahead, Renee.
I was thinking, I didn't know about ascension and things like that, but I truly believe that there's a certain amount of ascension that all of us had to have had in order to be right here, right in this community. There's a certain amount, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Now the Sorrentinos are, I wish I would have met them when I was living in Ohio, but of course it would take me and them leaving Ohio in order for us to meet. But I am just grateful for all of the love, all of the support that I have gotten from them, because they help me to go further, and they help me to reach higher, and they see things in me that I didn't even see in myself. So to Mr. Phil and Miss Susan, I love and I appreciate you guys so terribly much. And I don't get a chance to say it as much as I should, but I really appreciate all of you guys, because it continues to let me know that I'm on the right path, and it continues to it's that scripture, iron sharpens iron. And I don't know, I didn't necessarily think that I was extremely sharp, but being with the Sorrentinos, being with all of you guys, I'm like, boy, we be some daggers up in here, and it's really wonderful. So I truly believe that there was a certain level of ascension that we all got in order to get here, because maybe if we had ran into this community sometime before, we might not have stayed on. I don't know if I would have necessarily stayed on, but I got to a certain place, and I was hungry, and I'm still hungry. And this community is like, all right, you rolling with us. And I just love and appreciate all of you guys. Thanks.
Great, Renee. When you use that quote, iron sharpens iron, please proceed to. Depends on the angle. 22. Iron
Yes,
can
sir.
dull iron at the wrong angle. It all depends on the angle.
It's true. That is true. I'm glad I'm at the right angle then. And so are we.
I'd like to add something, but there are too many dogs barking where I'm walking, but still I'd like to proceed anyway. Phil and Susan, the thing is, I know like the impact you guys are making, and I know that you can, like, this is scalable impact. And you guys also have that vision of the whole coaching thing, licensing it, and then just that global thing happening. And I've been trying to make pushes for it. With first writing blog posts for you guys, then writing books for you guys, and then ultimately going to Quora, building some credibility on online answering questions. But each time there is so much resistance from the universe that I just pull back. But I'm always thinking that the moment I see an opportunity, and internet is always evolving. There was an era of blogs. That's when Seth Godin and many authors came up, because blogs were getting organic discovery. And then there was the era of long form content, and now it's the era of TikTokification. Internet keeps changing. There's always a moment of one thing which would blow up. And I'm always watching out for whatever that could be for you guys, because if you're just put on a vehicle where you can grab as much as attention as possible, And you already have a system in place now. You already have your books. You already have your whatever you need to just immediately build a whole structure out of nowhere the moment you have that influx of traffic. So I know you guys are ready. And I'm always watching out. Like the moment I see some opportunity that I sincerely believe would have the least resistance and will have that explosive growth that I think you guys deserve, I'm going to just be back in touch with you guys. All right. And all these times that I've pushed, I know what internet growth is like. So I know where you're basically wasting your money if we go any further. And I know where you're actually getting much more bang for your buck and your time and your energy. So it's just that that thing isn't here yet, but I'm pretty sure it will be. Like I said, for Antonio, there is, and I approached him. For you guys, whenever that is, I will be in touch with all my energy and enthusiasm because I actually see you guys as much more than the head coaches within Antonio's structure. Even Antonio sees you as much more than that. I actually see you guys as like your name just selling itself and people just adopting your philosophy and becoming coaches under you and all of that. I see that for you guys, but that thing isn't here yet. But mark my words in all sincerity, that thing will arrive, and the moment it arrives, we'll get on it. We'll get on it. Right now, it's not the era of the written word anymore. And if it were, I'd still be writing for you guys. But the moment, and that's why I pulled back. Otherwise, it's in my interest. Who just lets go of paying clients? It would be in my interest to make you guys just continue to do the writing thing. But it's just not that era anymore. And that's why I'm holding back. And the moment I see that thing that will just blow you up, it's not even the era of you and Les Brown being in the same room and you guys blowing up from that. It's just that thing is also gone. There was a moment in time. And next time it's there, day in, day out, I'm looking for it. For you, for Law specifically, for Deanna as well, and for Antonio. Just 4 people. I'm always watching out because the other, I know whatever they're going for, they'll get whatever they'll. But for you 4 guys, I know that there's so much more. So if it arrives, it will arrive. When it arrives, I will be in touch with you guys. And then it will be just a completely different pace of progress. You will feel it. You will feel it. There will be a lot less resistance. But I just don't want to be silent. I want you to know that I'm always thinking and always watching. And everyone else, because I do not have infinite attention, everyone else, I wish and I hope you also do. Always keep an eye out for whatever has the maximum attention. If you can, with integrity, align yourself with whatever has that most attention, you'll blow up.
Abraham, I am speechless, but I'm going to try to speak here. I have tears coming, and because it's been very frustrating, trying to get the things done and do the things that we felt needed to be done. And now we're at a new place with new opportunities and new things out there. But we're still pushing to get those books out there. And hopefully they'll be there for, just to be there. But we definitely want to take it all the way to the next level.
So, Susan, here's the thing. We always trust in repurposing. I wrote a whole book. It was a collection of essays. I wrote a whole book, humorous, funny essays, right? For a whole year, 2020, I spent the whole year writing that book. And half of 2021. And then I realized that nobody is reading funny essays anymore. There's like literally no audience for it anymore. David Sedaris built a whole career on it. Just the industry doesn't exist anymore. So I pulled sentences from it, repurposed them into A Cordial Invitation, which is literally my most successful book. And so I always trust in repurposing. There is never regret in creating something. Because if you create something, it's a creation. And once there is something out there, you can always repurpose it into whatever format is the most popular at the time. All right. So yeah, your books, I am 100% confident about all of those acting as legitimacy tools, acting as your calling card, acting as your introduction. I'm much more concerned about you having something that every coach can download into their brain and become a coach like you. Like I really want you, and that's something that's so personal that only you guys could do. If you could get that ready before that moment arrives, it would be great. Like something that, like, it could be a workshop, it could be something. It doesn't have to be a written thing. Just even a few design coaching principles, whatever. Just something that can be downloaded into a brain. And then all you need is to put your stamp on it. And your stamp would have value once you get whatever that level of exposure is, when that moment arrives.
Well, that's what we love really to do, is to help.
Let me provide some value first. When Ibrahim talks about attention, that's the first step of every sale. So those of you who don't like sales, I define selling as communicating in a way to produce a mutually agreed upon response that's best for all parties. That's how I define selling. But there's steps. So the first is attention. Then once you have their attention, you got to get them interested. Then once they're interested, you got to get them to want it, desire. Then you got to close the sale, and then you got to deliver. So those are the steps: attention, interest, desire, close the sale, and then deliver what you said you were going to deliver. Now, what I just held up to you, I got 51 of my quotes. Everybody says you got, all the quotes I have. I got 51 of my quotes here that might be interested to do it. And then Diana was nice enough to take all of my videos and transcribe them. What I wanted to do, and Susan didn't agree with this, we disagree a lot, by the way, because she's the bolt and I'm the nut, and a bolt's no good without a nut, and that's no good without a bolt. But I wanted to just have somebody take these transcripts, clean them up, and that's the book. And we call it Stories and Sayings from the Humor Consultant, your perfect bathroom book.
Well, that's the one we sent in for the group. Deanna, you probably saw that as the one.
No, you said you don't want to do this. You've been fighting me on it.
No, I agreed. That's why I typed it up and sent it over to Antonio, whoever I sent it to.
And they're still fighting over it.
Okay, yeah. The coffee table book thing is great. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, quotes and stories and things like that have happened.
Yes. Any book that doesn't have to be read from page 1 to the end is great. So some of the best books right now, like some of the best selling ones, like Robert Greene's Laws of Human Nature and Meditations, which is Ryan Holiday's Meditations, is just every year it's a bestseller, are books that like you could pick up from the middle and just read a passage and benefit from it. So yeah, your heart and mind is in the right place there, you guys.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. We think very, very highly of you and all you do and all you've done.
You and Law specifically. I'm not gonna let you guys just be without me. I'm not gonna let you and Law be without, because I just invested so much personally into whatever foundations you have right now, that I just can't let those be foundations that are being built upon without my involvement. I just am looking for, that thing where we can just go a mile with an inch of effort. I'm just a big believer in Wu Wei. So I take a step and then I see how much I had to put in, what we're getting. And then I'm like, okay, should we pursue this? Should we not? And once the Wu Wei aligns for you guys, everything else is so ready. It's so ready.
You made my year.
Yeah. Let me give a plug in for, we're doing the book study, Love Plus Work by Marcus Buckingham. It's on Mondays at 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time. Absolutely incredible book. And if you want it, and let me give you the subtitle. Maybe that'll entice you to show up.
Thank you, because this is going to provide value for me also, Phil, because I haven't been there yet.
How to find what you love, how to love what you do, and do it for the rest of your life. That's the subtitle. How to find what you love, how to love what you do, and do it for the rest of your life. And those of you who are familiar with Marcus Buckingham, he's the one that does the assessments that we suggest people. That's the first thing we have him do when we coach him. They go to marcusbuckingham.com, click on assessments. It analyzes your strengths, and then it says what role you need to be in to leverage your strengths. And then I tell you to create a PDF, email it to me, and I go over it with you. And it's the best assessment I've seen, and I've been seeing assessments for 40 years. So be there on Monday, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, and whatever the people are doing in California.
Abraham, this is Susan. I want to do what he's saying with our material, because he's always promoting all these things. And, you know, that's what we want to do out there for the world too, with our material.
It's ripe for that. It's ripe for that. I'll connect with you on cleaning up the book and, you know, that project. I'll get in touch with you on that, because that can be.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll connect with you on that. The only thing is that attention and traffic thing, we just cannot take even a single step until I find that right vehicle. But what I can promise is I can take the next month and a half and test out different things without your involvement, but just using humor consultant philosophy without your involvement in different types of content. So you guys are paying for nothing. I'm just testing it out, because this will benefit me as well. I'm also building a whole brand. So if one of those things hits and resonates and gets, say, 10,000, okay? If we can get 10,000 organic pieces of interaction, any type of interaction, for anything that is humor consultant philosophy, okay? I'm gonna do all the tests in the next month and a half. If that happens, then we're ripe and like we're in that moment. And then we can, like, I can show you guys the data, and then we can get, like, we can start gathering that attention, the non-paid advertising attention, you know, the no ad attention, the kind that I want for you guys. I'm going to carry out some tests, but immediately, which by immediately, I mean this week, we can connect on cleaning up that book project. All right?
All right. By the way, I just finished another book called The Search, Finding Meaningful Work in the Post-Career World. And that's what we're doing with the ATS. Finding meaningful work in a post-career world. So we just finished this last night, so we had that research to use. Go on, Mason.
Yes, Abraham, I got my hand up. I don't know you, but you sound like someone I need to get to know, and I want to see. My name is Mishon Daniels. I'm a new author. Got my book, I'm Not Your Black America. And you just said some stuff, you know, I need to find out. I need to talk to you. I really like for you to reach out to me and talk to me and my team and everything, because I'm starting a new conversation about taking color off the table. And I think there is a new growing demographics of people that really wants to have that conversation. And I'm discovering that. And I'm really discovering that. And I want to get those numbers big. But my book was written specifically to the dominant European culture. My book is not written specifically to my demographics of people immediately. My book is written for the dominant European culture. So Abraham, anything, take my number, find out how to get a hold of me, please. I would love for you to give me a call and talk to me.
Drop the number in the chat for him, bro.
Oh, hey, appreciate that.
I got you, big dog.
I'll send it to him.
Appreciate it.
I'll send it to him.
Yeah,
you send it to Grace. I love you, Grace. Yeah, take care. Hey, I feel like I'm back in the military, and hey, Sergeant on E7 make a call. Like, hey, my whole platoon, everybody get on board, help out. Hey, I love I like that. But Abraham, I really like to reach out to you.
Nishan, have you been following Marianne Williamson?
Who?
Marianne Williamson.
No, I have not.
She's running for president. So check her out. You guys are
okay.
Yeah, she wrote a book called The Politics of Love.
The Politics of Love. Okay.
Yeah, she's amazing. So just check her out because she philosophy will line up with what you said.
Okay, very good. I will look into it. It's in the chat group, but I'm going to look in that. Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you too, Ram.
I love it. The link to the book, Politics of Love, is in the chat. Oh no, that's the link. I'll find the book. Grace, go ahead. I see your hand up.
Okay, it's not for me. It's for Miss Talisha. Talisha, go ahead. Okay, she may not be able to talk right now. I thought she was. She may have something. Must have, she may be driving.
I'm here, Grace.
Oh, there you go. Yes, go ahead.
My issue is, what if you're doing your part as far as emailing, reaching out to your audience, and they're not responding?
I didn't hear. What did she say, Grace?
Say that one more time,
Can
Talisha.
you hear me?
Yes. Say that one more time.
Okay. I was saying, what if you're reaching out to your audience, like sending them email, and they're not responding?
You gotta keep
Send
building
more.
that. Yeah, and you got to keep building, because if you're reaching out to your audience and they're not responding to you, they are still in the discovery phase of you. They're still in the discovery phase. They haven't fully decided yet if you're what they're looking for. You've deemed them your audience. They have not deemed you their teacher. So you got to keep putting information out. You can't just go to them and reach out to them and say, hey, get this from me. You have to give, be a resource. You have to be a resource, and you have to give them something. They don't know who you are. So while you deem them your audience, they haven't deemed you their teacher. So just keep doing it. It's not an overnight thing. It takes time. Mr. Phil and Miss Susan has been doing this for 42 years. It took me Shorn 9 months to write a book. Uncle Romy Rome has been in this for years, and he did his books done. It's not overnight. So keep going.
How many progressive insurance commercials do we see? It's a spaced repetition that gets your attention. Remember, first of all, now, do these people know who you are, or you just need a cold email? Delisha?
I can't really tell everybody.
Oh, okay. We'll talk some other time.
I can't hear everybody.
Mr. Field said, are you sending cold emails, or do the people know who you're sending emails to?
Oh, no, this is like a cold email. This is like, I reached out to them, and they told me to reach out to them. They gave me their information to reach out to that person. Does that make sense?
The people gave her their information for her to reach out to them, Mr. Field.
Well, how many emails do we all get? I miss emails all the time.
Right.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah, that's the important.
What did you say? I can't. I'm smart.
I got 500,000 views on my short form content. Only 400 people subscribe. That's because they get 1,000 shorts a day. I gave a talk, got an email list, then asked those guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And out of a list of 100 or so people, not even one subscribed, and subscriptions are free. So this is just part of it, because they get so many emails. And plus, here's the thing, they just don't want. If they don't want to subscribe, that's fine. So some are not ready yet, and it's just a fact. and it's nothing out of the ordinary. Too much of it. It's just how things are when you from in-person communication to online community. That's how it is.
To talk a little bit about what he's saying, also, I think about it from a sales aspect, right? Only about 2 to maybe 5% are ready to buy right now. The rest is going to take 60 days, 90 days, and you got to keep pounding out consistency. Do you have a email list that you're putting out something every single day, but it's something different? Like, what's your strategy? What's your schedule? You can't just do a random one and think people are going to be buying. You have to show them consistency. You got to show up for yourself, and they'll show up for you.
And my thing I want to ask is, do you have a podcast? Okay, because I will say that my partner, Sharon, we do a podcast, but we cut things into shorts in overnight. I mean, overnight. Now, I'm literally telling you overnight, okay? Because of our consistency and because of Sharon consistency and being more creative and creating them shorts, we have a couple podcasts with blew me away, got over 2,007 hits and everything. And some of them got over 570 hits. And we're turning them over into new customers, new people who've never heard of me before. So I'm just in agreement to everybody here. It's not a overnight success thing. You got to keep plugging at it. And you got to show up for yourself before anybody else will show up for you. And that's not hard talk. That's just real talk. You got to show up for yourself for anybody else who want to show up for you.
And to be a little Antonio-esque, something he told me was, I think it's 10 hours you need of trust for someone wants to buy. So if you're not continuously building those hours of trust, building the scene, the content, so that people see you, they know what you're talking about, that you're doing yourself a disservice.
And just to jump in there, Denise, there are things that are happening in my sector that I thought never would happen, coming from where I have come from being abused, from fighting for my life, all of that. But there are people who are listening to my live. I'm reaching people in numbers that I didn't even think were possible. But there are people coming to me saying, even though I can't see them and they're not coming in to say anything, they're reaching out to me and saying, thank you. Please keep doing it. I'm getting so much encouragement. I'm mustering up my strength and things like that. And that's just to say, be encouraged, because regardless of what's happening, what you can't see, there's still blades that are growing in people's lives for whatever sector you want to see them in. So regardless of what's happening that you can't see, there is growth. So keep going and be encouraged, because if it had not been for Antonio T. Smith Jr. and his team, I would not be before people in a live for 2 years now. So it continues to touch people regardless of what's happening. My book was released in 2013. However, the people who have read the book were reaching out to me, but I didn't know it. But now the live with the book is getting more attention. So keep moving forward, keep pushing. And like I said earlier, if you haven't heard, if you didn't hear me then, there are things trying to stop me from doing that. However, I'm going to keep moving. One of the things that has tried to stop me from moving forward is exactly what you're saying, that it seems as though people are not responding, but they are, even though you don't know it. I just wanted to say that. That's Sandra Lucky, just saying. Be encouraged.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sandra. Go ahead, Ibrahim. The floor is yours.
I just wanted to bring up James Clear's example that he gives in Atomic Habits. He says, just imagine an ice cube in a freezing room, and then you just reduce its temperature by 1 degree. What happens? Nothing. You reduce it by another degree. What happens? Nothing. You reduce it by 1 by 1 degree per minute for like 10 to 20 minutes, for even an hour, and nothing is happening. There's just literally nothing has changed. The ice cube is just as much of an ice cube as it was before. And at this point, you're thinking maybe this thing that I'm doing, increasing the temperature, is not working. And you might give up. But if you continue and it just hits that 30, that sweet spot, and just keeps going just 1 more degree, suddenly, like, there would be so many droplets of water on that ice because something would happen. But all this while, you would have assumed that nothing is happening because you cannot see anything happening. So yeah, humans are visual creatures, and it's a very stupid way to be a creature to rely on data alone. But yeah, just you got to trust in the invisible progress, man.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. Thank you. Law of attraction. I didn't find out about it until Antonio. And over the past week and a half, not even the last week and a half, it started in November. It actually started in November. The connection with the NFL alumni, the contracts he's received since then, the people that he's coached, because there's a lot of things that Antonio does that he doesn't announce out loud. He doesn't post about it. He knows what he desires. He doesn't ask how it's going to happen. He just trusts and knows that it's already happened. And he steps up to the starting line of the race. Because one of the things he's ever taught, one of the things that he's taught that really stands out to me is, you've already won the race because you showed up to the start line. And that's what he's been teaching us. We have allowed perception, we have allowed the world, we have allowed our environments, the people around us we've allowed them to plant in our gardens, which now we have to harvest the weed, the tares, the wheat and the tares, instead of just harvesting our wheat. What this has taught me is that I can absolutely do anything I want to do. He aligned himself with his desires. He did everything he taught us to do, he did. And he closed a $5 billion plus deal. He actually texted me while you guys were speaking. And he has his flight has landed. So he is officially in the state of Kansas City. I don't know if it's Kansas City, Missouri. You know, it's two of those.
Good question. Have no idea. But he's in the city of Kansas City.
He's in the city of Kansas City.
I thought the same thing. Is it Kansas City, Missouri, or is it Kansas City, Kansas? But I said,
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Oh, he's in Kansas City, Kansas.
I've not heard Kansas City, Kansas before. I've only heard Kansas City, Missouri.
They're like
I have a military friend who lives there, and he said it's always getting confused. Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas.
So there is a Kansas City, Kansas.
There is a Kansas City,
Kansas. Was stationed in Kansas City, Missouri.
Sweet. He has landed. He has landed. I'm sitting here looking at access to company emails, well, his company email. I am looking at the portal that he needs to register for the company. Like I'm like, this is official. This is not him saying this is what he's going to do. This is him. This is done. Like it is done. And it's all because of his law of attraction. The one thing that he has been teaching us every day for the past, like, what is it, 8 years now, Romy Rome? For the last 8 years. So I come to you all today and I say, everything is possible. Everything. Everything is possible. You just have to decide what you want to be possible. Do you want the struggle to be possible? Or do you want the blessings to be possible? Because you're going to get blessed either way. It just depends on what type of blessing you get. Because you can get blessed with your stress. Or you can get blessed with your desires and your peace. But me and my house, we desire peace. I am beyond excited about everything that's taking place. Because I did something yesterday because I was pushed by Antonio, and the law of attraction was like, hey, do it. Well, Antonio was like, hey, do it. And I applied for school. Yeah, I did that. A little nervous, but I did that. And I'm going for my bachelor's in, I forgot, I'm going for my bachelor's in regenerative organic agriculture. I know this sounds weird, but if you know who I am, that is all up my alley. I used to be a kid playing dirt and gross stuff. But my law of attraction, I've been wanting to go back to school. And Antonio was like, hey, you said, I'm telling y'all this for you said this is what you wanted to do. So you gonna just have faith or you gonna do the work? He ain't say that, but that's how I took it. So I did the work. I'm waiting to receive my acceptance letter, which I know I'm gonna do. And I'm excited. I know I'm gonna get it. But what are we doing? Are we just saying
hot topic, Deanna? It's such a hot topic and so needed. Our soils are so depleted and everything else. I study that all the time and know a lot of top people in that field. And I think you'd be awesome to do that and could make a real difference.
Susan, thank you very much. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Phil, and then Trinace.
This made me think of one of my 51 quotes. Know God and be your best. Trust God and do good. Love God and have peace.
I love it. I love it so much. Mr. Phil be having those hot one-liners. Yeah. Oh, congratulations, Jalen. Congratulations. Jalen said that he's applying for his master's next fall.
Yeah, I didn't get in this fall, so we'll see how it goes next time.
Thank you, Miss Susan. Thank you so much, Mr. Bill. I love Mr. Bill's his hot, I call him hot one-liners because he's there and they hit you hard. You have to sit for a second. And then when they start marinating, it's like, he said all that in one line. So I'm looking forward to that book coming out too. Go ahead, Trinace.
Okay, so I've listened to you all and not said anything. I've been looking like I was working. because I'm at the workhouse today. So as I was listening, it was like you all are saying goodbye to each other. Oh, you did so. Yeah, I appreciate you. We still here, and people fall in and fall off. I created that like years ago. People either fall in and grow with you, or they go fall off because you've grown and left them. And that's a part of life, and it's definitely a part of life. When you're living a different lifestyle, processing a different thought, operating in a higher view, higher plane of life. So I was like, why are this is just sounding like a goodbye call. I was like, oh no.
We ain't saying goodbye. Y'all stuck. We family.
Well, see, that's what I was saying, because I'm a baby
at the barbecue.
Right. I'm a baby to you all. I haven't been together with you all like you all have been together. I'm kind of new. So
me too, girl. It's okay.
So, so I agree with I think it was Renee who said that we would not have gotten here to this point to be connected to these people if we had not grown to this level. And that's definitely true, because a lot of things that have been being said the past at least 2 months, Facebook like to hit you with your memories. And I was like, dang, I was thinking that back then. I just didn't have the full scope of the idea of why I was thinking this. Man, I thought that was dope. But you know what? We talked about that. This is where I'm supposed to be. But don't feel bad when people fall off. Don't feel bad. Adios. I don't know. Adios. So here's to staying connected, growing higher, ascending, whatever verbiage you feel is good for you. Like I say at work, my morning message, let's get it. So that's how we start the day.
All right. Thank you, Trace. No, this is not a goodbye call. This is Antonio is practicing what he's preached, and he is reaping the harvest from that. Go ahead, Uncle Kenny.
Miss Deanna, good morning. I've been listening in. And of course, you know me, I'm always doing something. Grace, thank you for telling me about the call. And I'm like, Miss Denise, this is not a goodbye call. One thing I wanted to just point out, everybody who came through ATS, especially I can speak for myself, me and Antonio, best of friends. We don't have to talk every day, but when we do talk, it's always explosive. So I'm not surprised by the announcement that you're making, because last time we did talk, he keep telling me what he's going to do with me. And I say, well, sometimes, guys, you got to understand we're doing life. And some of us are wounded in the house of our friends. And when that happens, either you got somebody good to patch you up, or you have to patch up yourself. And a lot of times it's the latter. And then when you get back focused, because everybody, I can speak for everybody, but I'll speak certainly for myself. We don't forget that which we've been taught. Sometimes we just need to be reminded. And when you be reminded, then it helps encourage you, because the goals are still set, the goals are still there. And the battle becomes when we write these goals and when we do these affirmations, when we talk to ourselves, the enemy is there listening, and the distractions come and things happen. It's called life. But then when you get back up and go back to fighting, then you just got to get back in the fight. Sometimes I call it sitting by the fire, freezing to death, because we don't remind ourselves enough of what we said or what we wrote down. I like Facebook memories when they pop up, because they show me things that I did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, and it's a good reminder. I haven't been on the calls in a long time. Life has a way of working out, and things distractions and disappointments, but we have to get back in there and go get into the fight and just keep it moving and just be reminded. So that's what the affirmations are for. That's what the goals are for. Those things to help us to remember that what we say we want or that what we want to do. So I congratulate Antonio on his success and what he's doing and things that are about to take place. And of course, Grace Jones and I talked so much. I told her the other day, you don't love me no more. I hadn't talked to you in days. And I used to talk every day. So I have to tease her about that. But that's where you are. When you have a mentor, you have somebody who's helped you. No, you didn't forget. No, you're not. You're not gone, because I guarantee you, people are using that material that they've learned from him. They may not say it. You know how people are. We don't click on the and say likes. We don't comment, but we see the post. But then you got folks that just see your stuff and they just nosy with it. So that's how they roll. But it's okay. I think I heard I forget who it was, but they said, give us the flowers now, and of course people forget to do that. So tell my man, congratulations. Thank you, Grace, for sharing the information, letting me know, and it's good to hear. Good news is good news, and it does the body good. So appreciate y'all. Y'all take care.
All right, Uncle Ken, good to hear from you. Thank you so much. Well, let me introduce. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, y'all, hold on. I was about to do something. Let me make sure I just received. Hold on. Before I. Okay. So I told y'all Antonio landed in Kansas City. Then we figured out which state it was, Kansas. Well, I asked him if he would mind joining us for a few minutes. So, Mr. Antonio T. Smith Jr., if you're available, if you can unmute and grace the wonderful people with your voice. Oh, he done turned on the camera. There we go.
Yes. Hey, I didn't get to hear much. I only heard the tail end of Ken. Shout out to Ken. That's still my partner. I got to get about 3 cars from him. So if y'all need cars, get some from Ken. Yes. What you want me to do, Deanna? Or what y'all doing?
Congratulations.
Can I holler? Can I just holler?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, congratulations, Lord, that good stuff. You know where I am. But anyway,
yes, ma'am.
I wanted to say that. I love you. And thank you for everything that you have been doing and everything that
yes,
you're doing and doing it in front of us. And you need you know what you need. I'm just saying.
I need $100 billion real quick. That's what I need. Sometimes if you just get $100 billion, Jerome, everything go away. Just real quick.
Well, Mr. Antonio, they know you got. So.
Oh well, yeah. Well,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I X big, so yeah, that's. I mean, they can't say nothing but yes, because no wasn't an option. No wasn't an option.
Hello there, Mr. Antonio. This is the newest member here, me, Sean. I've been wanting to put my eyes on your eyes for a moment now, and now I'm just glad to have the opportunity to put my eyes on you. You see me. And
yes, sir.
I just want to say immediately, congratulations. And also, I've been saying this a lot, grace. I think I got God's grace, because God sent grace to give me grace to allow me to be a part. And I want to thank Melissa for introducing me to you.
Well, appreciate you. I've been hearing, they've been telling me about you for 4 or 5 days now. Showed up. They've been telling me
I hope
about
it
you.
all been good. Some people say I'm a lot to deal with. Maybe Melissa might, because I'm a military guy. So I have my ways and everything, and sometimes I can't change that. But it's gotten me to where I'm at, and I'm here with you. So I'm feeling blessed.
Well, good then. Praise Jerome's God for it. Jerome's got the biggest God in the call. I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for sure. Deanna, I wanted to say, I thought about something when Ken was talking, because don't rush. When Ken said bad things happen, they do. Me and Ken did a deal that went sour. That wasn't his fault, wasn't my fault. They happened. And they setbacks. I don't really have no advice But I will tell you that it's better to move properly than it is to move quickly. It's far better to move properly than it is to move quickly. Everybody out here trying to move quickly. Quick is loud, and quick go on Instagram. You understand? Like, you're not gonna see no post from me. I'm not gonna post. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. I don't roll that way, Jerome. Not see no post from me. What you're going to see is you'll see a private jet. You'll see that for sure. You'll see a private jet. But outside of that, like, I still haven't released for real. I still haven't released Rhino Leg yet. Not because it's not ready, but because I'm doing these big, huge deals, so I don't have to worry about anything. I don't want to worry. I only got I got 3 salespeople: Grace, Ken, and Monica. That's it. I only want 3. That's it, because I want to have a bunch of money and split it around for a few people. I got coming up soon. I got, let's just say, for a good amount of time, Adonia, Phil, Susan on revenue share. I'll explain later. They know what it means. So just that's happening. It's already set up. Because when you move properly, you don't have to worry about winning. There's a couple of things about that. First off, winning doesn't do anything but reveal your failures. That's the only thing it really does. So every time you win, you will find out where your organization sucks at. Back office, front office, left office, right office. Every single time you win, I promise you, somewhere there's going to be a hole in that little boat. It's going to pop up. Credit, cash flow, business expenses, business operations, cost, waste management. It's always going to be something that does it. So winning is kind of irrelevant. Losing is where the money happens. It's about learning from losing and moving from loss to loss with a really good attitude. I say, I don't know if that landed, Grace. How much can you move from loss to loss with a really good attitude? Because a lot of this stuff ends up being this integrity battle with your self-talk. And if you can't vibrate at some sort of these losses will bow to me, then when you do get that meeting, when you do get that breakthrough, when you do get that email, you're gonna mess it up because you're not gonna respond like the winner you. And there's 31 other people that are also trying to get the same thing you try to get. And human beings are always going to pick the one of the 31 that makes them feel good. So if you go through 10 losses and feel bad, when you respond to that email, it's got that vibration on it. It's just that simple. Now you want to, oh God, you should have picked me. No, you should have stopped and just be happy. And I'm not saying to be happy is all good. I'm just saying how quickly can you go through these losses, suck it up, and just still maintain. Another thing, stay broke. I'm broke. I stay broke. I am absolutely broke. Don't let this jacket fool you. I am broke. I stay broke at all times because spending money on depreciating assets is stupid. It makes no sense. So just don't do that. So I don't really have anything else to say. I know they fit to pick me up with some of this good. Just know I remember what Phil said, like, hey, that might be too little. And I was like, yeah, it is. It is too little. So what's my goal? $100 billion cash for me. So you give me 5 billion of it. Plus, with the ability to continue to go up and raise my price with every single thing that I do. So that's it. I don't know if that was helpful. But yeah, it's what I got.
I have a question, sir.
Yes. Oh yeah, y'all can ask me a question. That's fine.
Wait. I got a question, kind sir. All of these blessings and everything, will you be, talking about these certain things at WandaCon? Yeah, I'm saying it. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fair. Yeah. Yes, but all right. Okay. I'm trying to do this in 1 minute, Grace. I'll try this because people want the answer, but the answer never works. Everybody wants the answer. The answer never works. Life, this universe, I don't care what your religion is. I just want you to think about your human experience. I want you to think about the goldfish you saw in the tank, the dog you see, the child you fed, your niece, and I want you to think about everybody ungrateful, and I want you to think about everybody grateful. Just your human experience. This can never be denied. You can never disagree with it. The human experience only rewards people who love the journey. That's never going to change. I heard a quote one day that said, the man who loves the journey will always walk further than the man going to a destination. Phil's holding up the book right now, the Love Plus Work. It's so if you WandaCon will help you stop missing blessings. It will stop. It will stop missing blessings. I promise you. I have, and right now, so again, I was a credit partner with a deal, and some guy screwed over, and it dropped my credit score 200 points immediately. Okay, yeah, it went from 802 to 607, so whatever it is, 205 points. 205 points, no problem. I had to file charges. I still need to call the Houston Police Department to see what's going on with that. The bank that was supposed to protect me, Associate Credit Union of Texas, I'm calling them out because they're assholes. They did not. So I got to deal with them to see if they're going to take off my credit. If not, I got to get my lawyer. I had to sue them. And this just happened this year. And none of that stopped me from coding. None of it stopped me from being happy. It didn't stop me from playing basketball with my kids. It didn't stop me from working on my craft. And it didn't stop me from feeding my little fat stomach. None of this stuff happened. None of it. Losses are just part of the journey. You don't take it personal. You don't get mad at people because you didn't make money. You don't get mad at God because it's taking too long. All of that stuff stops you from getting the breakthrough that you're praying for. All of it. Every bit of it. Every last one of it. Back to you, Grace.
Thank you so much, sir. There are a lot of people on this call who are already ready for WandaCon because they have their tickets, whether they're coming in person or virtually. And the newest member that's here, he said, "I'm gonna be there." Okay, he is going to be at WandaCon.
Yeah, the in person is actually almost sold out. Yeah, the in person.
Okay,
Yeah,
and so
we sold out.
Yeah, right. So if we understand if you cannot make it in person to Houston, Texas, but virtually, I'm telling you, y'all know Antonio is gonna make you feel like you are there, even though you're virtual. And so like I always tell people, he's gonna have things there that even myself and Deanna don't know about because he wants us to have the same experience that y'all have. So I'm telling you, I'll get with me, talk to me, call me, text me. I'm gonna put the WandaCon link in the chat so that you can look at the website because Antonio has everything detailed out down to the minute. Okay, there is a section. If you click on schedule, every day you see what's going to happen every day at certain times. So I'm telling you, go ahead.
And with that being said, just to piggyback off you, Grace, I think it's a good time to introduce myself. How you doing, Miss Shorn? I am Jalen. I'm going to be doing the videography and photography. So with that being said, it's going to be a huge show. Antonio has a lot in store, and it's going to be a big production. So no matter what, you're going to be in the room if you're there. It's going to be awesome, but it's going to be great to see the online experience as well, because then we have someone on the inside that can really let us know what we're seeing. You know what I mean? So appreciate you for coming in. I want to welcome you, especially for being an author. I'm also an author, so I love it. Support Black authors, and let's get to it, everybody.
Grace, I got to upgrade my ticket.
That's too funny. But let me just say something real quick, Deanna. Thank you so much for doing such a good job. Talking about you, Deanna, you Freckles. Yes, thank you so much for doing such a good job and running the company. Thank you, Grace, for doing such a good job and running the front side of the company. Thank you, Phil and Susan. Y'all are doing a great job. Deanna, for you, look at you. I don't want to be like you, Antonio. I don't want to be like you. Now you're just like me. Look at you. Yeah, with your stubborn self. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. You're doing a good job.
Well, I'm grateful and completely inspired by you, because you are my official competition now, not in a negative, unhealthy way, but I'm 5 B's behind now. You know what I'm saying? I got to catch up.
I probably need to teach y'all like a really good negotiation class, because I can do what I want. They have to give me all my money. Of every dime they make, they have to give me money. And it ain't no job. They're a client, and I can do what I want. I'm not sure how to stress that enough, but we probably need to talk about that. But anyway, go ahead, Dion. I interrupted you.
Oh, no, you good. You I'm just grateful. So everyone, reach out if you want to get any of the teachings in person. I don't know if any of y'all, for those of you who have experienced Antonio when he is teaching in person, it's completely different from online. It's a different kind of energy. So
online is fire.
Online is fire. Don't get twisted.
Okay.
Online is fire.
But just ask Uncle Rome, ask Adonia, ask Melissa. They'll tell you.
Jalen.
Okay.
I was gonna say I've seen both of them too.
Ask Jalen. Ask Trinae. Ask Mr. Field and Susan.
Yeah, I've seen standing room only where he had to do it another time because people couldn't get in.
Yep. There you go.
Gee, thanks for reminding me, Miss Susan. Gee, thanks. 'Cause I was that one with the attitude. I'm not gonna go see him. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, whatever.
Did you go in the second time? Because I was out in the hall telling everybody they had to see this.
It was so crowded. You couldn't. It was so crowded. And I was like, I wanted to see him. And then I had that little exchange. I'm like, you know what? I think he's somebody. Well, guess what? He's somebody. Don't tell him. Shh, he probably listening, but don't tell him. So yeah, I will never forget that. He probably will forget the experience, but I will never forget it. And I'm so pleased that my attitude did not keep me away from him.
Ashe.
Okay, you go. I can always count on Adonia and Jerome. Keep him humble. Keep him humble, y'all. Okay?
Oh, yeah. They love him. But they'll tell him he a heathen too.
Yeah. That's it.
I wanna Grace. So everyone, reach out to Grace to get your tickets to WonderCon. If you know somebody And you like, look.
Hold on. My bad. My bad. This corporate sponsorships. Get your tickets for sure. The corporate sponsorship. Let me tell you what I'm doing, y'all. Because I be holding too many secrets. So this company, yes, but they owe me promotional stuff now. The NFL owes me promotional stuff now. Before the conference, we're going to do about 35 pre-conference events. That's why if you are a speaker, you got a contract from me yesterday because you showing up, whether you like it or not.
Let's go.
We're going to do about 35 events before the conference just to get attention, draw like hundreds and thousands of people just before the conference. All of that is going to be advertisement. So in everything that we do, your brand's going to be right there. Okay, go ahead, Deanna.
Can I say something real quick before you go, Deanna, please?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This is my selfish part real quick. Antonio, I know you said you was going to give me a little bit of insight on what was it yesterday? The email list? No, the landing page. If you could still text me that, if you have a chance, or text whoever to give it to me, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead, Deanna.
Reach out to Grace. If you want to be a sponsor, reach out to Grace. Get your tickets, reach out to Grace.
Yeah,
but please know.
Mentioning the sponsorship opportunities, I was about to say it, but he did it. So I'm telling you, these sponsorship opportunities, I will send you this email of these sponsorship opportunities. And I will tell you, because it was Mr. Otis, he's not on here. He was, but he had to get off. Asked a great question. I was like, you know what? Let me ask, because I don't have the authority to make that decision. He said, hey, if I decide to get a sponsorship at this level, can I get all the other levels that's above it? I said, that's a great question to be asked. And Antonio
Yes,
said,
you do.
yeah, of course. Yes, of course. So, other than the first sponsorship opportunity, anything below the first one, and I'm telling you, there is nothing wrong with that $250 sponsorship, okay? Because that's going to be fire too. Wherever you can get in, I'm gonna tell you, get in. But if you decide to get in somewhere under the $250, everything above it, you get as well. So. Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead, Dee.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you so much.
All these clients are mine, and all they list are mine. Just throw that out.
Come on now. If you've been following Antonio, the force is strong with that one. If you've been following him, and you haven't quite gotten everything you wanted, as Antonio tells us, tell me and Grace, check your office. Maybe you missing something. Maybe you hit a wall. But come to the conference. Let that be your first step. Or your first step is to be on the calls with us. But you got to show up to you. Let me say something. When I show up to myself, I'm pretty damn awesome. But when I don't show up, let me say something. It's horrible. It's just horrible. So show up, guys. Show up. Grace, do we have today's Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday. I'll ask Renee if Prophet J is doing Pain 2020, but that's the only thing that's today.
Thank you. I have a question, and this question has been in my head. Who is Mama Joy Papa Peace?
I believe that may be Miss Joy Brown out there in Cali.
Mama Joy is my business partner out of.
Oh, okay.
It's my Mama Joy is a business partner. It's the wife of Sharon.
Hi, nice to meet you. I saw the name and I was like, who is this?
That's Mama Joy. I'm glad to see she's on there. You're gonna love her. I'm just telling you, she's the wife of my business partner Sharon, and I'm glad to know that she's on the line. You're gonna love her. I'd love for you to meet her.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it. Nice to meet you, Mama Joy. Nice to meet you. Well, everybody, we will see you. If we don't see y'all tonight for Pain 2020, we was I wanted to say 50-50. Don't ask me why. Pain 2020. If not, we will see you all tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So it's tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. There will be no 8 a.m. call. It will be Central time. Sorry, y'all. Central time. 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. For Always Becoming. So y'all will see my freckles again. Yay. Looking forward to it. I love you all so much. Y'all are so awesome. Let's go get what we want. Let's go get it. I'm ready. And I see y'all there. We all on the journey together. Let's go pack a lunch, pack a backpack. Because I like to eat. I don't know about y'all, I like to eat. Let's go pack a lunch, pack a backpack, keep on trucking. Love you all. You can plant better. You can donate. See y'all all later.
Bye-bye now.
Love you more.
Love you more.